Hey guys, I'm here today with Brodie Jaymz with Leo's Pride Whiskey. And today we're going to be talking about his music. He's a musician, he's got a whiskey company, and we're also going to learn about a documentary that he's actually got coming out soon on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
So, yeah, thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you for having me. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
So, are you originally from the Space Coast area, or tell us a little bit about your background, how you ended up here, and all of that?
Well, we just moved here about a year and a half from New York City in Staten Island.
Okay.
I enjoy this area a lot. I visited as a child. My grandfather used to have a condo up in, I think it's like Merritt Island, with it, Cape Canaveral-ish. And I just remember it being great. So once my wife was like, yeah, I'd like to go to Melbourne because our father is here.
Okay.
I was like, you know what? It's not Tampa. It's not Miami. It's not anything that like we're coming from already. It's a small town on the water. That's like kind of my vibe anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah, I like it.
That's
I like the area. I love that I found the studio.
Yes, definitely.
Sure.
Same.
Yes.
That's exciting. So I know you're a musician.
Yes.
What got you into music? Have you always been into music since you were young? And what kind of influenced you to make this your career path?
I was absolutely into music very young. I was a Backstreet Boys guy
Yeah.
back in sync, and that like
Yes.
early pop music
Mm-hmm.
was what made me love music. And then once I turned, I want to say like 15, 50 Cent hit, and I was already older and I wasn't listening to that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And then I remember his first record, Wankster, was hitting. I remember going home and just writing a rap. And I would record it on like a karaoke machine. I would hang the mic from my ceiling fan in the house. And on a tape, like, do you remember the cassette tapes?
Yes.
I'd put the instrumental CD up top, hit record, and one take, just whatever I had in the notebook. And it just grew from there. I did it more professionally as I got older. Maybe like my early 20s, I started going into the studio. And when I was younger, we used to mess around at my buddy's house and do songs on like Audacity and stuff. And then
Yeah.
once I decided I wanted to like go for it, I met my engineer, Joey, at a house party I was DJing at.
Cool.
And that was it. I haven't recorded with anyone else since. And
That's awesome.
that's pretty much it.
And was all of this in New York, where you're
Yes.
from originally? Okay.
Definitely.
Cool.
Everything in Staten Island. I actually created the Brodie Jaymz name in Tampa. I was living with my oldest sister for a while when I was like 19, 20. And she kind of gave me the opportunity. She said, she's like, I'm going to give you 6 months a year, do something that you love. She's like, you don't always have the chance later in life to do that. She's like, but you're 19. Like, I'm going to give you this opportunity. Don't worry about working too much. Like, I worked at the Cuban place. I was making Cuban sandwiches, $300 a week, whatever. But
Yum.
she's like,
Yeah.
don't worry too much about it. You could stay here and whatever. And she did give me that opportunity to do that. And that's where I created the name. Like, I wrote it down on a black marble notebook.
Yeah.
And I just wanted people to see, like, that's tough music. Like, that's tough jams. So someone told me one time that, like, Brodie means, like, oh, you're acting all tough in the weird situation that I was in at the time. And then I was like, I want people to be like, yo, I have tough jams. So I said Brodie Jaymz.
Oh, I
And
love
Brodie
that.
Jaymz flowed a lot better than jams. I don't want to be that corny.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how it came about.
That's so cool. And then since then, how did you grow, and what's the music industry like, first of all?
I've always, bad news. I've always thought about it. Like, when I was younger, I couldn't wait to be famous. But I didn't know what famous meant. Like, when you're 21, you're like, I just want to be rich. I want to be famous.
Right.
You know, and all these things. And as I turned like mid-20s, I was like, I kind of don't want that. Like, I'm seeing how record
Yeah.
labels handle people and what music became as far as hip-hop music, like what it became. And I never really considered myself in the music industry. I did everything I wanted in music as far as like making professional studio albums and having great quality. I would travel around to Miami and the Carolinas. I would shoot all my music videos out of the city. I went on 5 tours with my friends, like on my time and dime, and did everything I wanted to do without being told what to wear or to dye my hair or something ridiculous. So
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I got out scot-free, and I'm still able to wake up every day now and do what I love and make the music I want to make. No matter
Right.
what?
That's
So,
huge.
I mean, the path itself, just in my early 20s, it was a goal of mine to be like, and in the documentary, you'll see like the opening scene is me on the roof in Brooklyn at like 22 saying, I want to have like when I'm 30, I want 5 albums that are done in the studio. I want to travel with the boys. And I wound up doing all of it. And when I found that footage again, originally, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, you don't ever call it that way.
Right.
I did. So, and I'm here. I have a beautiful wife, successful, business. And I'm able to do still what I love every day without feeling like I'm old or I can't do it. Or, I'm not there yet.
Right.
I'll still be pissing my wife off at 60 doing this. I have no doubts. Oh yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And so where did the whiskey, I know you've got a whiskey company, so where did that come into play?
I was drinking too much Proper 12. I love Conor McGregor. He's one of my greatest, when you talk about you look up to someone, as far as I was sparring in the gym, it was just as he was coming along, and then I became such a huge fan. And I was just drinking the Proper 12 like any chance, like we were doing something, and then my wife was like, you want to just you should just do your own. She was like, why support, someone else's dream and all this? And I was like, you're right. And she didn't think I was going to be serious about it until it was like, oh, we're going into barrels. And like, I had my pinky under the spigot of the moonshine. And she was like, what the fuck? She was like, oh, here we go. And then she was good though. She just said, I'll give you one rule. Just I don't want you drinking it in the house too much. Like our daughter was born. And she was like, I just don't want it to be like a thing like that.
Right,
and if
of
you
course.
know me, you know I could drink. So
yeah,
that's pretty much it. And it's done very well. It's been successful. Like I said, I had 3 batches come out of it, 3 different times going into barrels. And this is the most recent that's come out of barrels because I haven't really put it into like bottle production because we moved down here.
Yeah.
But I'm ramping up again, and it'll be at Squid Lips and the Cottage and all those kind of pineapples. I've already spoke to them about it.
Oh,
once it gets
that's
the
cool.
distribution, we're good to go. Like they're ready to have it. So
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah. We'll have to get a drink there once they get it in.
100%.
That'll be fun. Awesome. Do we get to have a taste?
Yes, absolutely.
Now seems like a good time.
Great time. Be a great time for me to silence my phone too. Because like everybody needs it. All day it'll be off, dry, nothing. The minute I have something to do, bing, bing.
That's always how it goes. It's just a part of it.
Yes. I hope you enjoy it. It's a young spirit, but it is pretty good. What'd you think, brother? My man.
Awesome.
Cheers. Definitely. Oh, Lord save me. That's
Oh, that is.
right.
That really
Not
is.
bad, right?
Yeah.
It's gotten smoother. The original batch was rough because
Really?
whiskey itself, like the minimum you should have it in barrels is 6 months.
Okay.
I was like 6 months and a week. I took that out to model it.
Yeah.
And then I remember like not debuting it, but I remember bringing a case, home for my daughter's christening.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the same thing, kind of just like, oh, try the whiskey. And I was like, what the fuck? Where did this come from? And they're like, Brodie, this is amazing. But then my true friend, my brother, Kenny, he was like, brother, I love that you're doing this. He goes, little rough though. Because he's a whiskey guy. Like, and he was like, I know it's going to age.
Right.
It's like, I know in a year or 2, 3 years, you'll have a 10-year edition. It'll be nicer. He goes, but little rough right now. He's like, 6 months in a week, probably not a good idea.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like, fuck that. Yeah. So,
Right. Because you're all excited,
yeah, it was just, it was good to have something else other than music that still correlated with it, that still everyone knew me for. And it was a different part. Like when I originally, when I was thinking of doing this, I'm like, my daughter will run this business in 30 years.
Yeah.
So you don't have a lot of whiskey women's spirit owners ever.
so
Dow
true.
Jameson's granddaughter's running the company, you know what I mean?
That's true.
That's how I thought about it. And she probably won't. It'll probably be my son that does it. But that was the ultimate. Like, I wanted to kind of leave something behind that was tangible, that, they can listen to my albums in 20 years. And I can't wait, But this will always be there. That was kind of more of the motivation behind it, too.
That's really cool. That's really neat. And so on your entrepreneurial journey, what's something that you've either learned or been learning lately that, or something that you've overcome?
You cannot please everybody. Especially I learned that making music.
That's a really good.
Like I was telling you guys, like off camera before, I spent so long like rapping, like never like, if you could put on my music, you will never hear me talk like derogatory about women. I don't really curse too much. Obviously, I F around, in the bars, here and there, but
Right.
it's never like sexual or anything like that. But it was rap nonetheless. And I'm finding myself grateful that I made pop music the last few years that blended into the albums and everything, because now trying to perform out here where my competition is people who strum the guitar at longboards on the weekend, I'm like, bro, like,
Right.
I'm happy I have the material.
Yes.
I just got in with a promoter that's doing a show at Chumley's
Okay.
on November 1st. It's going to be my first show here in Melbourne. So
Oh,
I'm
awesome.
like excited. And of course, it would be an Irish pub. I'm like so hyped.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
We'll
I needed a
definitely have
small
to
one
make
too.
it.
Yeah, I'll absolutely send you guys the flyer and the info. And
Yeah.
have an awesome time.
Please do.
Yeah.
That'd be great. And we'll post it up here so that you guys get the information as well. That way, if you want to come and support him and everything he's doing.
Yeah. It's weird. It's like 2 weeks away. I'm like, bro, I'm so rusty.
Yeah. Shaking off the dust.
It's been a year and a half since I did anything Brodie Jaymz, like other than drop the album, which was already recorded. It was done before I moved down here. So I kind of waited a few months and then released it, but I really haven't. I don't know. Once in my life, I'm like, I'm a family man. Like I'm like, kind of taking the time that I didn't take with my wife and for the, few years before we moved out here. So I kind of just wanted to take that time and enjoy her, enjoy my daughter. We're getting the office going, and I haven't, for the first time in a long time, I haven't had time to be Brodie Jaymz and to do all the things that I love. So, but we're back and we're coming back around.
That's awesome. And you'll have a new balance with all of that too.
Absolutely.
Because, and you, like you said, now you've got that motivation that you're doing this because you want to leave a legacy behind for your kids. And you want that time, with your wife, and she's supporting you on this journey. And
always. She hears everything before it happens. By the time I leave the studio with the record, I get like one play in the car before she's like, I'm fucking tired of this song. It's been like 2-3 weeks. I've been listening to this from the inception of the beat, then your gibberish that you laid down to it that had no words on it, that you were humming for 2 weeks. And then I get in the car, I'm like, all right, just give me like one. I need the car test like one time. She's like, you got one time.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, no doubt. So, and that's all right. I come home, I put it in the sound bar, and my daughter's dancing around to it now. So it's all right.
Oh, that's awesome. I bet they're so proud of you too.
My daughter, when I played a music video on the TV for the first, I didn't really understand the impact of it. And now she can't stop. Like, she's like, Pop, I want to be on the TV too. I have a recording set up in my bedroom at the house, like actually a really good one to be in my bedroom. But she comes up with her triangle, ding, 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 da, 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 da. So I was like, I'm going to throw it on, bro. Let me throw the mic on and everything.
Oh my God.
I got it on an MP3. And she's like, Papa, play my song.
Oh my
yeah. She's 4 years old, but she's a pistol.
That's amazing.
But I didn't understand the impact. And she was just like watching the TV of my music video for Wake Up, and she loves the song. And she was like, Papa, I want to be on the TV.
That's so sweet. Yeah.
Everything for them, man. Everything for them.
Yes, you should definitely do that. Like remix something 100%. She does into your music.
100%.
Oh, that's super smart.
The last record on my last album is called Cali Songs. My daughter's name is Calliope.
Okay.
So we call it
That's
Cali.
Such a cool name. You said Calliope.
Yeah.
I love that. It's
I grabbed
different.
It's a Greek goddess. It's the muse of music. That's what sold my wife on it.
Wow.
She was like, oh, that's good. She hated it originally.
Yeah.
Hated it. I don't know if she wanted to name it like Maria or Christina, some generic.
Right.
I would never do. But yeah. And then I was like, Calliope. And she was like, don't like it. And then she came in, she snuck into the studio room in the old house one morning and was like, I love it. And I was like, really? I was like, what'd you do? She's like, I read up on it. And I was like, oh, well, fair play to you.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And you said you have a son as well?
Yes.
Oliver. How old is he?
He just turned 3 months, October 5th.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
so that explains the time to be the family man and then get things stabilized before you jump 100%. Into this new endeavor.
I'm getting antsy. Like when you create and you do this the way I do it and the level that I do it at, and I don't like to do anything like cheap or like you have to be on it
right
24/7. And if I can't give it that, I won't do it at all. It's just how I roll.
Yeah.
Anything.
I can definitely relate to that.
I can see.
Yeah.
I love it.
And speaking of which, you mentioned that you have a documentary that's going to be coming out on Amazon Prime here soon.
Yes, not Prime. You can buy it on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
It's not going to be on like video on demand.
Okay.
Because there's not a huge studio behind it.
Right.
But I did get through Prime Direct. I'm able to put it on Amazon Prime, so people could buy it. Yes. Like it's going to be $2.99. It's fair play, but it's got everything on there. It's a lot of people's biggest problem with me in the last 10 years, I never put out any content as far as like myself. I was never a TikToker. I didn't really care to be on Instagram too much, just like doing lives and all this kind of stuff. Just, it's not me. But anything of content that I did get, I socked away. And then I wound up making this documentary, and after 3 weeks, I had an hour and 30 minutes of my whole music career, from that interview I told you on the roof to my last show in Atlantic City for the celebrity boxing event. And It's got sections with like you get to know my buddies. Like all of my best friends rap with me.
Cool.
Like they're the only people I do music with.
Nice.
I don't do features for like other people. I don't do hooks for other people. If you hear someone like on my album, it's either they go to the studio that I've been going to. It's like one of the ones that are up and coming, singers, vocalists, or my best friends in this life.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
It's something I don't say prided myself on, but I always kept it that way because I wanted it to be for us. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's some of how a lot of the best bands have made it, you know, and they don't fall apart and they don't sell out and,
correct.
you know, all of those things. So
Keep the circle close.
that's awesome. And when did you say that's going to be ready?
I want to say like December 21st.
Okay.
Like ideally, if I can get in here soon and do the Talking Heads part of it,
Yeah.
which is what I've been lacking the whole time
Okay.
for a year and a half and waiting to do this. So
Yeah.
I want to say December 21st, ideally for like Christmas week,
Yeah.
you know, documentary and but probably January 21st. To
Okay.
be realistic, January, like middle of January.
Well,
If I could squeak it out, I will, but
yeah, and if there's anything we can do to help you expedite it, we
absolutely,
will.
I was going
But
to have Shay look at it too and see if she sees anything. I don't mind bringing her onto it too because I love the work that she does. I've been
Yeah.
stalking her IG for the last few days. Like, this girl's amazing. at
I
what
know
she does.
she absolutely slays.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Great
Yeah.
eye, great talent.
That's why she's here.
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. Well, where is the best place for people to follow you, reach out, get in touch?
Everywhere that there is social media, it's at Brodie Jaymz, BRODIE JAYMZ. Everywhere you go, if you Google it, nothing's spelled different on my Facebook, my Instagrams.
Nice.
I do have a TikTok. Don't really use it, but if you want to see clips of my music videos, it's there.
Cool.
Just anywhere social media is BrodieJaymz.com. Everything at Brodie Jaymz.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I've actually got one final question for you.
Okay.
What is your favorite song that you've ever written or produced or sang?
That was mint. Good for you, Sarah. I love the record that I just dropped called The Feels because I sampled George Benson's like Give Me the Night,
Okay.
which is one of my favorite songs of all time. I didn't even sample the beat. I just kind of like used portions of it in the hook.
Yeah.
And it's ringing off very well. Everyone's like, bro, why have you been doing things like this the whole time? Either that or like I really enjoy Be a Doll.
Yeah. I love that one.
The Goo Goo Dolls are my favorite band ever. I've seen them a million times in concert in PNC Bank. I used to go every year for like 7 or 8 years to go see them. And I was lucky enough to see like Matchbox 20 with them, Daughtry. So I got like good acts in the whip.
nice.
The Goo Goo Dolls are my favorite band ever. Johnny Resnick is... I model a lot of when I'm writing records like that after his writing.
Okay.
So my buddy had sent me that skew of Black Balloon. And I was like, bro, don't play with my emotions. I said, does someone have this? And he was like, no. I said, fucking take it. I'll pay you whatever you want for it. Just like give it to me. So it would be The Feels or like Be a Doll. I love those records.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like a lot of the rap stuff too, but they hold different significance.
Yeah. Yeah. And we can find those on Spotify?
Yeah, Spotify,
Okay.
iTunes, YouTube. YouTube's been really cool in the last few years. They let you put like your whole album on YouTube, and
Nice.
they section out my page for me, so you have like all of the albums, the singles, and I didn't even have to do any of that, so it was cool.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
I love
YouTube, they show love.
I love how it's evolving and making it more user-friendly and more accessible. And that way creators like ourselves can get this stuff out there and share what we're creating.
I'm
So,
gonna do more of stuff like this. I'm not really a song and dance kind of guy, if you get what I'm saying.
yeah. Yeah.
But we all adapt and grow, so it's fair play.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much again for being here. We really
Sarah, thank
appreciate
you.
it. And
And thank you for opening this beautiful place.
definitely.
Thank you, boss, for building the walls and everything, you know what I mean? And Shay
Yes.
for being amazing at what she does. I
Yeah.
cannot wait to see all the things that come out of here, and I plan on being here a lot. Also, me and Kenny have
Yeah.
the Heals Forever podcast coming soon from here.
Yes.
So we're going to get that rolling too. If I need anything else to do, but that's for Kenny. Yes, I know he wants to talk about wrestling and UFC and stuff. So
Oh, that'll
I
be
can always
fun
talk
though.
about that, so
That'll be super fun.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, of course, subscribe and like, share with your friends.
Yes.
It helps us both a lot.
Yes.
Check out Brodie Jaymz on all of the social medias. Listen to his stuff on Spotify. And until the next time. Not for the rest of that whiskey.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that's what I was going for too.